Welcome back, guys, to Island Gaming with PG. So we have a couple new stories for you guys today. We will be talking about Crunchyroll. We'll also be talking about Ubisoft just might be in trouble. And we'll end off with a little bit of non-gaming news, that is with Elon Musk buying or to buy Twitter. So let's start off with Crunchyroll. Sony's interests in anime and manga became very much known when they purchased Funimation in 2019. Sony went further this year, 2020, and purchased Crunchyroll for $1.18 billion in cash from AT&T. Now, when this merger happened, or when this buyout happened, fans of anime and manga, they was having discussion that this is a monopoly. But they were optimistic that Sony would do the fans right by continuing the great service of both Funimation and Crunchyroll. Well, all seemed to be well in the camp until news came out about the appointed CEO. One news article reads, Colin Decker, who just officially became CEO of Sony's Crunchyroll after merging Funimation's anime streaming catalogs into a single offering, is leaving the company. Decker is exiting the post after more than 3 years at Sony. Originally joining the conglomerate with the 2019 purchase of Funimation, Sony bought Crunchyroll for $1.18 in cash from AT&T, and Decker was appointed head of the consolidated anime manga entertainment group. Last month, Sony announced that the two rivals would merge in a single unified Crunchyroll service. So things seem to be going well for Sony and the two anime media companies, because they were becoming one big anime streaming service. And one would think that if a company is expanding, that the employees would see benefits coming out from that. But why would a CEO decide to step down after such a big merger? Well, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know if this means trouble for Funimation and Crunchyroll, but we'll wait and see. Now let's talk about Ubisoft. As we know, Ubisoft is one of the biggest third-party developers. They are known for games like Rayman, Assassin's Creed, and Splinter Cell. Now, a couple years ago, they were able to fend off being acquired by Vivendi. However, now there is a private equity firm who is looking at Ubisoft to buy them. Now, how did Ubisoft reach in this position? Well, there's a number of reasons why. Well, one reason why is because how they handled some allegations that was brought to them by employees for sexual misconduct. In addition for that, they also had some bad press when it came to NFTs of recently. And because of all of that, Ubisoft stock went from selling for 85 euros per share to now 33 euros per share. So because of all of this, Ubisoft is in a position where they can be obtained by a bigger company. Now, I'm sure, don't matter if you're an Xbox fan or a PlayStation fan, you would rather Ubisoft being owned by a gaming company. However, there is some good news for Ubisoft. With their recent close partnership with Microsoft, Microsoft could be that partner to acquire them. Now, we know that right now Microsoft is going through a merger with Activision, and that might pose some problems for acquiring another studio. But if everything goes to plan and Microsoft would be able to obtain Ubisoft, this would be a good deal for everyone. Now a gaming company who loves games would be in control of Ubisoft, and don't matter which company buys it, whether it be Microsoft, Sony or Nintendo, we know they would be in good hands. And finally, we know it's not gaming news, but it is some big news. It's been reported that Twitter has accepted the offer made by Mr. Musk, Elon Musk. Now, we know that Elon had some major interest into Twitter, seeing that he bought the most stock in Twitter recently. But we didn't know it would have been happening so soon. So what this could mean for Twitter? We know that Elon is a visionary, and we know that Twitter is implemented into gaming consoles. Do you think that Twitter would be implemented in a better or different way in the upcoming consoles or even in the current consoles? Well, we will have to wait and see. But it's very interesting that Elon went full on and bought Twitter. Well, that brings us to the end of the news today. Guys, like and subscribe for more news videos. Later.
Mars bar. Sorry. Crazy car to have as a daily driver, particularly on the 405.
So, but I understand when you got it.
Yeah.
You're driving down 280, and you wrecked it.
No, well.
And let me just tell the story, and then you can correct it. Because the story's great, and I hope it's true.
Yeah, let's see if the story that you tell is actually how that compares to the reality, because the reality is pretty messed up.
So, hopefully the reality's better. So you wreck the car. You get out of the car, you're doubling over with laughter. And the person with you said, "Why are you laughing that you just wrecked this car?" And you said, "No, you don't know the funny part. It wasn't insured."
Well, the punchline's correct.